Think of your government building a bridge, which we have now done. We have many bridges to 1.5 billion consumers around the world. But do we have major trading partners? Absolutely we do. We have a great trading agreement with the European Union, which we've seen increases in the double digits since 2017, since it's come into place.
Canada is making a dramatic shift in its trade relationships by looking to the European Union and the United Kingdom as its primary trade partners, potentially moving away from its long-standing dependence on the USA. This strategy comes as Canada faces increasing trade tensions and protectionist measures from its southern neighbor. The implications of this move are massive, affecting industries from automotive giants like Tesla to the critical U.S. energy sector. For decades, Canada and the USA have enjoyed a tightly knit economic relationship, with hundreds of billions of dollars in goods and services flowing between them each year. Their supply chains are deeply interconnected, making the idea of shifting trade partners both complex and unprecedented. However, recent developments have pushed Canadian leaders to reconsider this dependency.
We have access to over 65% of the world's economy. I will be in Europe at the end of this week. I have a trade mission going next week with hundreds of Canadian businesses coming along with me. And then in addition to that, my colleagues and I will continue doing this advocacy with the Americans so that the message, which is tariffs hurt American consumers. Tariffs on goods that are imported from Canada just simply make it more expensive for Americans.
Imposing tariffs and recent diplomatic strains have accelerated Canada's pursuit of new markets to safeguard its economy from potential disruptions. One of the most intriguing prospects in Canada's search for alternative trade partners is the CANZUK project. This initiative focuses on strengthening economic ties with the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. The concept revolves around leveraging historical and cultural connections to form a new economic union, potentially even prioritizing it over relations with the USA. But what exactly is CANZUK, and why is Canada interested in this option? Additionally, how does the European Union fit into this evolving trade landscape? To understand Canada's motivations, it's essential to look at the backdrop of strained relations with the USA. Trade disputes, particularly over steel and aluminum tariffs during the Trump administration, have created significant friction.
I'm going to renegotiate NAFTA, one of the worst trade deals ever signed in the history of our country.
Stringent USMCA negotiations and policies have affected various sectors, from wood products to dairy, making Canadian businesses and politicians eager to explore other avenues. This trend is not just about finding new partners but also about reducing vulnerability to unilateral actions from the USA. Before Brexit, Canada already had robust trade relations with the United Kingdom, a key member of the European Union. The departure of the UK from the EU introduced uncertainties, but recent agreements have aimed to stabilize this relationship. The European Council and the European Commission have both expressed support for deepening ties with Canada, emphasizing the benefits of the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement (CETA). This agreement provides substantial duty-free and quota-free access for Canadian products into the European market, significantly boosting Canada's economic prospects. Canadian diplomat Ralph Goodale has been a vocal advocate for expanding trade relations beyond the USA. He emphasizes the importance of seizing every global trade opportunity to ensure Canada's economic resilience. Goodale highlights the strong economic relationship with the UK, worth approximately $500 billion, with a significant portion being bilateral trade. The free trade agreement between Canada and the UK offers 99% duty-free and quota-free access, making the UK a reliable and attractive partner. The shift towards the European Union and the United Kingdom is not just about economics, it's also about political stability and reducing risks. The European Union and the UK are seen as large, stable markets with lower political risks compared to the USA. This diversification of trade partners aligns with Canada's broader strategy to avoid over-reliance on any single market, especially one that has shown protectionist tendencies. The CANZUK idea extends beyond just economic agreements. It envisions a closer geopolitical and economic union among Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. These countries share many commonalities, including language, legal systems, and parliamentary traditions, making the idea of closer coordination appealing. Proponents argue that a CUK Union could lead to increased economic power and geopolitical solidarity, potentially including common passports, free visa arrangements, and even coordinated defense and foreign policies. However, realizing the CANZUK vision faces numerous challenges. Geographical distances, economic diversity, and differing strategic priorities among the member countries complicate the formation of a cohesive union. Australia and New Zealand, for instance, are heavily focused on the Asia-Pacific region, while the UK is engaged in post-Brexit negotiations in Europe. Additionally, Canada's deep economic integration with the USA through the USMCA and cultural affinities make a complete shift unlikely in the near term. Despite these challenges, the motivation to diversify remains strong. Canada's efforts to expand exports to the European Union through CETA and the ongoing negotiations for a separate free trade agreement with the UK underscore this commitment. By strengthening ties with multiple large markets, Canada aims to build a more resilient and diversified economic foundation. The idea of CANZUK also includes leveraging the shared heritage and cultural ties among these nations. Commonwealth connections provide a fertile ground for diplomacy and soft power, enhancing Canada's ability to negotiate favorable trade terms. The combined population of the CANZUK countries, around 130 million, along with a GDP of $6 to $7 trillion, presents a formidable economic bloc that could rival larger unions like the European Union. Critics of the CANZUK concept point out the practical obstacles that hinder its realization. The geographical spread of the member countries leads to higher transportation costs, although advancements in digital trade and logistics are mitigating these issues. Economic diversity and different immigration policies also pose significant barriers to forming a unified economic and political stance. Furthermore, the strategic priorities of each country often diverge, making coordinated policies challenging. Nevertheless, the push for CANZUK reflects a broader trend in global trade dynamics where countries seek to create alliances that offer greater economic security and political stability. For Canada, the benefits of diversifying its trade partners are clear. Reducing dependence on the USA can shield its economy from unpredictable US policies and protectionist measures. Additionally, expanding trade relations with the EU and the UK opens up new opportunities for Canadian exporters, reducing the risks associated with over-reliance on a single market. The Canadian government's approach of not putting all eggs in one basket aligns with global economic best practices. By engaging with multiple large and stable markets, Canada can better navigate the complexities of international trade. The ongoing negotiations with the UK, Japan, Korea, and ASEAN countries demonstrate Canada's proactive stance in building a diversified trade portfolio. This strategy not only enhances economic resilience but also reinforces Canada's image as a stable and reliable trading partner on the global stage. In conclusion, while the USA will likely remain Canada's largest trading partner due to geographical proximity and entrenched economic ties, Canada's efforts to diversify its trade relationships with the European Union and the United Kingdom represent a significant strategic shift. The CANZUK proposal, although ambitious, highlights Canada's determination to reduce vulnerability to US protectionism and build a more robust and diversified economic framework. Whether Canada can fully pivot towards the EU and UK, or if it will continue to balance its trade relationships remains to be seen. However, the importance of this shift cannot be overstated, as it holds the potential to reshape North American and global trade dynamics profoundly. What do you think about Canada's ambitious move to diversify its trade partners? Can Canada successfully reduce its dependence on the USA and build stronger ties with the EU and the UK? Or will the deep-rooted economic and cultural connections with the USA prove too challenging to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know how you believe this trade realignment will impact the global economy. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to subscribe and stay updated with our latest discussions on international trade and economic strategies. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.